Imagine this, a letter carefully sealed for decades, hidden away in the vaults of the royal estate, finally opened, and suddenly the world is left gasping. Inside, a declaration so pointed that it sends shockwaves through royal circles. William, have access to my personal fortune, not Harry. The words, penned by none other than Prince Philip himself, have ignited speculation, heated debates, and a flurry of media frenzy. But beyond the headlines and gossip, what does this really tell us about the man behind the crown, the family dynamics, and the delicate balance of loyalty, trust, and legacy in the British monarchy? Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. It's not every day that a letter penned by a royal household member becomes global news. When it happens, though, the stakes are high. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, known for his stoic demeanor, subtle humor, and occasionally sharp wit, apparently made his intentions crystal clear in this private note. According to sources, he entrusted his personal fortune exclusively to Prince William, leaving Prince Harry conspicuously out of the loop. You might ask yourself, why would Philip make such a distinction? And honestly, you're not alone. Royal experts, biographers, and gossip columnists alike have tried to decode this move. Some suggest it reflects Philip's deep trust in William as the future head of the monarchy. Others speculate it's tied to Harry's decision to step back from royal duties and carve his own path in the United States. But the story doesn't end there. The existence of this letter isn't just a matter of inheritance. It's a window into the intricate, sometimes tense, dynamics within the royal family. The letter is more than money. It's about trust, expectations, and legacy. And here's a question that might surprise you. What does this mean for the age-old debate over Harry and William's relationship? Could a simple document written decades ago reveal cracks in the royal foundation that even the cameras and carefully staged public appearances can't hide? Who was Prince Philip really? Before we dive deeper into the letter itself, it's worth stepping back to understand the man behind the words. Prince Philip was, by all accounts, a complex figure. He was fiercely loyal, extraordinarily disciplined, and known for his no-nonsense approach to life. Yet, he also had a side that was playful, occasionally sarcastic, and deeply devoted to his family. Many have described Philip as a man who valued tradition but also recognized the importance of adaptability. He was a military man at heart, a lover of mechanics and engineering, and someone who took his responsibilities very seriously. In fact, some of the choices he made for the family fortune, including the stipulations in this letter, reflect a strategic mind, someone thinking long-term about the monarchy's stability and the family's legacy. So, could it be that this letter was less about personal favoritism and more about careful planning? Maybe Philip was not playing favorites at all, but simply ensuring that the heir apparent, William, had the resources and guidance needed to carry the family legacy forward. And yet, the wording of the letter is undeniably pointed. Not Harry. That's a clear line, and one that leaves room for endless interpretation. Let's be honest. The media has had a field day with the William versus Harry narrative, painting a picture of rivalry, tension, and estrangement. But beneath the headlines, the reality is more nuanced. By granting William access to his personal fortune while excluding Harry, Philip may have been expressing confidence in the traditional line of succession. After all, William is next in line to the throne, and Philip was famously concerned with stability and continuity. He wanted to ensure that William could fulfill his duties without distractions or financial uncertainties. For Harry, the exclusion is less clear-cut. Some interpret it as a personal disappointment, a reflection of Harry's departure from royal life, or perhaps a subtle nudge about responsibility and trust. Others see it as purely practical, a way to safeguard the future of the monarchy without causing unnecessary complications. It begs the question, when it comes to family and legacy, how much should personal feelings play a role in financial decisions? And how do you balance loyalty, fairness, and practicality in such a high-stakes context? As news of the letter spread, reactions were immediate and dramatic. Social media exploded with opinions, memes, and debates. Fans of the royal family debated whether Philip's decision was fair, necessary, or simply another layer of intrigue in the ongoing William-Harry saga. Imagine being Harry. You've stepped back from royal duties, pursued a life in the United States, and yet your grandfather's letter explicitly excludes you from a personal fortune. That's not just a financial matter. It's an emotional jolt. Could this be interpreted as a statement of trust, disappointment, or even a gentle rebuke? Meanwhile, William likely saw the letter as an affirmation of responsibility, a reminder of the weight he carries as future king, and perhaps a validation of the careful, disciplined path he has followed alongside Kate. The juxtaposition of these reactions highlights an age-old truth. Family dynamics are complicated, even at the highest levels. And here's the twist that keeps everyone talking. The letter doesn't exist in isolation. There are whispers of conversations, private guidance, and advice Philip left behind, subtle cues meant to shape decisions long after his passing. Could there be more hidden in his personal notes and diaries? Only time will tell. What we can learn from Prince Philip's decision. Now, let's step away from the headlines for a moment and consider the broader implications. Beyond royal drama, there are lessons here for all of us about trust, responsibility, and financial planning. Plan ahead. Prince Philip didn't leave these matters to chance. By clearly defining his wishes in writing, he ensured clarity and reduced potential conflict. Actionable tip. Creating a will or clear directives for your family can prevent misunderstandings and disputes. Consider responsibility. Philip's decision underscores that resources are not just about wealth. They're about trust and responsibility. When passing on assets, consider not just who wants them, but who can manage them wisely. Transparency matters. Even though the letter was private for years, its eventual revelation shows the importance of clarity in decision-making. Ambiguity can fuel speculation and conflict. Emotional intelligence. The letter isn't just about money. It's about understanding personalities, dynamics, and long-term consequences. When making tough decisions, consider the emotional as well as practical impact. Could this letter change Harry and William's relationship? Let's pause for a moment and ask the question on everyone's mind. Could this letter fundamentally alter the dynamic between the two brothers? Family experts suggest that financial decisions often act as proxies for deeper relational issues. Exclusion from a fortune can amplify feelings of resentment or rejection, but it can also provide clarity. For William, the letter might be a motivator to uphold the responsibilities expected of him. For Harry, it could serve as a catalyst for independence and self-reliance. Interestingly, the letter may also reflect Prince Philip's understanding of the broader picture. Perhaps he anticipated tension and wanted to mitigate it in practical ways, even if the emotional consequences were unavoidable. It's a reminder that sometimes tough decisions, though painful in the short term, are designed to preserve legacy and stability in the long term. Now, let's not forget, royalty isn't just about stoicism and protocol. Sometimes, the absurdity is enough to make you chuckle. Imagine the scene. A letter meticulously penned decades ago, hidden behind velvet curtains, now the source of international speculation. Memes abound. Harry looking shocked while William winks conspiratorially. Captions like, "Guess Grandpa picked his favorite," or "Royal Family Feud." Now with extra paperwork. Humor, in moments like these, is a way for the public to process what is otherwise a tense, emotional, and complex situation. It also reminds us, no matter how grand the life or exalted the title, family drama is universal, and sometimes, a little laughter is the best coping mechanism. What about the rest of the royal family? Of course, no letter exists in isolation, and no royal drama exists without ripple effects. How did the Queen, Kate, Meghan, and other family members react, or are likely to react, to this revelation? Speculation abounds. Some suggest the Queen may have approved or at least been aware of the decision, aligning with her desire for continuity and stability. Others hint that advisors likely discussed the letter's implications for public perception. And what of Kate? As William's partner and future queen consort, she is positioned in a delicate balancing act, supporting her husband while navigating the complexities of family loyalties. Even Harry's circle of friends and allies in the U.S. may weigh in. In a world where public opinion can be as influential as private intention, every word, action, or reaction carries significance. Aha moments, reflections on trust, legacy, and decision-making. Reading about Prince Philip's letter, it's hard not to pause and reflect. Here are a few insights that might resonate beyond royal walls. Trust is earned over time, but it must sometimes be formalized in writing. Legacy isn't just about money. It's about values, responsibility, and preparation. Tough decisions, even when controversial, can provide clarity and guidance for those who follow. Humor and perspective can help us navigate even the most intense familial drama. And perhaps the biggest aha moment. Even in the most structured, formalized, and public of families, human emotion, expectation, and interpretation play as big a role as any legal document. So where does this leave us? The letter has been opened, headlines are circulating, and social media is buzzing. But the story is far from over. How will Harry respond, both publicly and privately? Will William embrace his role with renewed determination, or feel burdened by expectation? How will the rest of the family navigate this delicate revelation? One thing is certain: legacies, trust, and family dynamics are complicated, no matter how many palaces, titles, or centuries of tradition you have behind you. And while the letter provides a snapshot of one man's intentions, it also opens a window into the ongoing story of a family balancing love, duty, and public scrutiny. What can we take from Prince Philip's sealed letter, beyond the gossip and intrigue? Here are the key points. Plan your legacy clearly and thoughtfully. Understand that financial decisions often reflect trust, responsibility, and long-term thinking. Embrace clarity to avoid misunderstandings. Recognize that even tough decisions are part of maintaining stability and continuity. Don't forget to laugh. Even in drama, humor can offer perspective. Now, I want to hear from you. How would you handle a family situation like this? Would you follow Philip's lead and leave everything to the person you trust most? Or would you divide resources more equally? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this article made you think, laugh, or gasp in surprise, make sure to share it with friends who love a good royal drama. Because when it comes to legacies, family dynamics, and a sealed letter from the Duke of Edinburgh, there's always more than meets the eye.